Hello wonderful people, this is James. Welcome to Self-Made Finance, where we teach you to be your own finance manager. In a layman's language, we give you the basic financial management skills that you need to take hold of your finances. Today we're talking about how to get out of debt. You know, sometimes we get saddled with debt to the point of losing it. Sometimes we even go through depression because of debt. Some commit suicide because they owe a lot. In this video, I will take you through steps you can go through to get out of debt. You don't want to miss this. Welcome back to Self-Made Finance, where we teach you to be your own finance manager. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the notification bell so that anytime we drop a video, you can have it. So we're going straight into what we're talking about today, how to get out of debt. But before we do that, I just want to make something very clear. I'm not saying that all debts are bad. I'm not saying that it's bad to take on debt. But what I'm saying is that there are debts that are really putting us through this depression. There are debts that are killing us, and that's the debt that I want you to get rid of. So don't get me wrong, not every debt is bad, because mind you, there are debts that can be used to generate more income. People take on debt, people go for loans, and they use it for businesses that generate more money. That's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about is debt that was consumed, debt that wasn't used to generate more income, and that is killing you. So let's go straight into it. What are the things that we can do to get out of debt? Firstly, avoid taking on more debt. You cannot afford to be adding more debt to what you have if you want to get out of it. That's what I'm saying. So it can be likened to somebody, who is trying to lose weight, but it's always putting on more weight. It's always doing things that will make him or her gain weight. You don't do that. If you're somebody that is trying to get out of debt, the first thing you need to do is to try as much as you can to avoid adding more debt, to avoid taking money from people, to avoid taking loans from banks. Anything that you need to do to ensure that you don't add more debt, you need to do that, because that's the only way you can start. That's the only way you can avoid or get out of debt. So please, if you want to get out of debt, don't add more. Secondly, start making a budget. A lot of people have perceptions about budgeting. People think it's too theoretical. People think, it doesn't work. But trust me, it works like magic. You can do without budgeting if you really want to have control of your finances. That is what is going to help you to organize yourself so that you don't spend anyhow, so that you don't use your money without thinking about it. And you need a budget if you want to get out of debt, because with a budget, it tells you what you can buy. It tells you what you cannot buy. It tells you what your money can afford and what your money cannot afford. It tells you how much you make in a month and tells you how you can spend that. So there's no way you're going to spend more than your income for you to go and take on something you didn't intend to take. That's what budgeting does to us. So if you really want to get out of debt, you can do without budgeting. So please make a budget. It tells you to do things right when it comes to your finances, so that there wouldn't be the need for you to go outside and take money from somebody to come and add to the debt that you already have. So please, if you're somebody that is trying hard to get out of debt, make a budget. Thirdly, get emergency funds. Get funds that are meant for emergencies. Get funds that you can use to take care of things, unexpected expenses. Because usually people take on debt or borrow when there's a need to take care of an emergency, when things crop up that they didn't really think about, things they didn't plan for, like emergencies they never thought it would happen. These things happen and people need to go and borrow for that. And usually you go and borrow at a very high cost because you're in dire need of that money. But when you have emergency funds, you can take care of some of these things. So please, if you want to get out of debt, in order to avoid taking on more debt, you need to get emergency funds so that you can take care of all emergencies that happen, so they can have time to really reduce the debt that you have. The next is to make effort to pay down the debt that you have. After doing all these things, you need to make effort to pay down what you have, the debt that you have. So in the budget that you made, or in the budget that you're going to be making, make arrangement for paying down your debt. So you think about your essentials, things that you need to survive. You put that one aside. You think about your savings, and the next for you to do is to pay down, allocate something for your debt that you have. So make effort You don't expect that unexpectedly you're going to have some money to go and clear every debt. No, you need to, on monthly basis, make arrangement, make effort to pay down the debt that you have, and that's the only way you can reduce it. So don't wait for that imaginary money you're looking for, you're waiting for, which may never come. Just make that effort on a monthly basis. Put something aside for paying down your debt. I believe you're going to be fine. Finally, commit your windfalls to paying down your debt or paying off your debt. You know, as human beings, we make unexpected monies at points in time. You know, we make monies that we never expected. It could be a bonus, it could be a gift, it could be anything, that any money that you didn't really expect. Anytime we are lucky to go through some of these things, we need to commit them to, you know, paying down our debt. You know, that's the only way we can help ourselves out of this debt. You know, so anytime there's a windfall, this is not a time to increase your lifestyle. This is not a time to, you know, try to live in luxury. This is a time to reduce your debt so that you can eventually get yourself out of that. So please, if you want to get out of debt, any windfall, any money you make outside your normal income, just please commit that funds to paying down that debt, and I believe you're going to be fine. So ladies and gentlemen, it's really possible to get out of debt. It's really possible. Don't allow that debt to weigh you down. Don't go into depression because of that. Don't attempt to kill yourself because of that. There's always a way out. If after going through this you still cannot make it, talk to somebody, and I believe you can do it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Self-Made Finance. God bless you.